Mr. Wade is used to women that, as he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. I don't need anybody to foot my bills. The only man who's ever foot my bills completely is my daddy. That money in my worst days has probably only been $500 or $1,000. At my best days, I probably had $15,000 in my house at cash at all times. I'm not going to emasculate a black man, but I'm just telling you.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not going to emasculate a black man. Did you understand that? So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth, Judge. And it is a lie. It is a lie.
Okay, those are just some of the unfortunate outbursts from Fulton County DA Fani Willis in her 2020 case against President Trump that failed. The president is now asking her office to reimburse him more than $6.2 million in attorney fees and costs in her 2020 case, which was dismissed. She was disqualified from the case because she hired her romantic partner to work on it. Joining us now, Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Joe, we love your brilliant mind. We're not just saying that. You know, he does have a case here. Trump does. Georgia has a new law that says if a prosecutor is disqualified from a case because of improper conduct, by law, a defendant can request to get their legal costs reimbursed. Trump's got a case here.
He absolutely does. You got to love the state of Georgia. I'd love to see that in all 50 states, Liz. And there should be another lawsuit here, by the way, against Fani Willis for wearing her dress backwards during those clips that you were saying. Just saying the zipper was in the front. Anyway, levity aside, I've been saying for years, Liz, that tort reform absolutely is needed in this country. And just for a quick tort reform 101 review, that's basically when you're accused of something and it turns out that you're innocent, exonerated, or in this case, the case gets thrown out, then the side that bought that suit against you, or in this case, the prosecution in this case, should pay for your legal bills and for wasting your time, because otherwise we're going to continue to see all these frivolous lawsuits, prosecutions, weaponization of the justice system against a Donald Trump or any politician without any regard for the cost undertaken by the victim. In this case, $6 million against candidate Trump, now President Trump. Every dime of that $6 million should be paid back. And then next, Jack Smith should pay back all of Trump's legal bills for wasting his time there, too, because, again, they tried to take out Trump not at the ballot box, but in the justice system that clearly was trying to tip the scales for the Democratic Party to get Kamala Harris elected.
You know, what you're saying, I'm probably wrong, but I think Great Britain has laws like that. I'm probably wrong. I think they do, yeah. So you know what's really striking?
No, you're right.
You know, Joe, this was an historic moment in time for the United States. This was history, what the United States lived through under Joe Biden in the cases against Trump. It's striking how they all fell apart. Let's get your reaction to what Fox News legal analyst, brilliant mind too, Greg Jarrett said. Watch.
Democrats sued Trump over everything, and it boomeranged against them big time. Yeah, they had some early wins, but when they ultimately lost in the higher courts, the rulings had the unintended effect of vastly expanding Trump's presidential powers. Every time he did anything, Democrats and their allies sued more than 530 times in 11 months, which is pretty shocking. And the major cases, of course, went to the U.S. Supreme Court, where Trump won an astounding 90% of the time. His biggest victory was ending the nationwide injunctions that had tried to block his policies. That's all gone now.
You know, the political abuses of power, the abuses of the justice system, it's amazing the American voters saw through it. He won nearly 85% of all U.S. counties in the election. What do you think?
That is amazing, right? 89% of counties meant more red than blue when compared to 2020. So people saw this for what it was, Liz. Lawsuits like, well, not lawsuits, but political moves like Colorado and Maine tried, for example, not through some sort of referendum, just by a couple of people in the state saying we should take Donald Trump off the ballot in these states. I mean, the extent that they tried to go to try to make Donald Trump not the 47th of the president of the United States, and everything that he overcame in those 530 plus lawsuits taken against him to win most of them, and then to win every swing state and the popular vote. The Republicans take back the Senate. They hold the House. The conservative Supreme Court stays 6-3. 2023. Donald Trump and Republicans and conservatives have seen a lot of wins despite Democrats, the ones who say they're going to save the country for democracy's sake, did everything to destroy democracy, to destroy the man you see on their screen. But now he came out on the other side looking like $1 million and, more importantly, the leader of the free world, Liz.
Joe Concha, thank you so very much. Good to see you again.